Hey, what a flippity flop though! This is Stranger, or Big Boss, and we're here with the Faultarian Journal number 8. We got the Ryan Red stream. I pushed my chair a bit far too back.
Yeah, I've never heard a mic clip that much before in my life.
That's all right. I turned my mic down. I'm going to turn it up now. And as you can see, as usual, we got it broken into 3 acts. We got the intro, which is story time, a day in the life, competition, and then an extra topic of music. We got Act 2, we got esports, the longevity tournaments, Jeff Bezos, extra topic of trailer and its making, and then we got Act 3, we got growth, importance, the bridge, and then as usual, we always end it with a Q&A. So, let's cut on back, ladies and gentlemen. I do also have some brand new gameplay to show on the stream, but for now, I want you all to see us.
Hello.
So, as usual, we have our co-hosts and our returning guests. He's essentially co-hosts at this point. Norweginator, GottaGetSwole, and EssayRead. Please introduce yourselves.
Hey, yo, what it is. EssayRead, the greatest crunch, and I guess Gideon, for the time being, main you'll ever see. Hey.
GottaGetSwole, you here?
Yeah. Here,
All right, you're
again,
next.
there's
Seniors first.
no way I'm putting on that poor webcam because no one will see that.
My dude got 2 megapixels on the laptop.
Oh, if 2 megapixels, if that. This thing is jank.
And I am Norweginator. Throughout the duration of this stream, I will be showing you guys my dogs. That's my job here.
So, and we, of course, have our special guest over in the left corner there, Ryan Red.
Hey, everybody. How's it going?
The guest of honor.
So if you don't know who Ryan Red is, he is the community manager for Strange Matter Studios for Fault. He used to do a lot of stuff back in the day with Paragon when it came to the competitive side of things. And yeah, we have a few questions for him. And we'll have a few questions from the community at the end as well.
Just a couple.
We will also have the FHN giveaway. If you would like to see who's going to win the packs, it will be at the end of the stream on this stream. Yeah.
What are we giving away, stranger?
We are giving away 3 master packs and 2 Fault packs.
That's pretty big.
That's pretty awesome. That's pretty
Now,
awesome.
remember, those master packs come with the season pass, $30 of in-game currency, and a Fault pack to give away to a friend.
Big.
Awesome. So, let's get right into it. Ryan, tell us your story.
I'm basically just a musician guy who got into like hard labor trades and worked for a while. But in the background, I've always loved gaming, and I've involved myself in many different communities along the way: Warframe, Destiny, Neverwinter, DCUO, Warcraft. I've been a pretty big gamer for most of my life, along with music, and I've always been good with people, so I kind of have been community manager for a few different projects, and to be honest, I'm really happy to be with Strange Matter because it's probably the best community I've managed, and the mod team that we have here is really amazing. So you guys help out quite a bit.
Cool.
Are you allowed to talk about your past projects?
Past projects, like just communities?
Yeah.
Or?
Yeah, any games that you managed as a community?
I ran one of the largest leagues in a game called DCUO, which is DC Universe Online.
Oh,
And that's where I really got into running events because there wasn't, like, the grinders like me that were in the clan had nothing to do, so we made our own events out of, like, the PvP modes and stuff. And made our own ladder that you could basically, like, climb and other stuff like that within the clan.
That's pretty crazy.
And I was really heavy in Destiny 1 and early Destiny 2 with the clan, and we were Sherpas. We would pull people through raids and stuff, so I got a lot of experience there. The main project that probably gave me the best experience for speaking with the public was actually a job when I worked for Virgin Mobile, and I was in the escalations department.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah. So the second they came on the phone, they were already yelling and screaming, and it was my job to calm them down and help them out.
Yeah, you were the last line of defense, right?
Yeah, and I did really good at it, but I left it for more physical stuff.
Very cool. So how did all of this lead into Paragon? Like, how did you discover Paragon? Why did you like the game? So on and so forth.
Well, the clan that I mentioned earlier, we were always looking for games to kind of complete. We're a bunch of completionists, and we had a lot of time in order to play the games. And then we found, I think we were looking at Overwatch and Paragon at the same time when they were in their very early infancy. And some of them went to Overwatch. I went to Paragon with a few of them, and I fell in love with it instantly. Like the second I jumped on Gideon and ulted my first person and ran through the map and felt the experience of Paragon, I was in love. I was hooked. I dropped everything for it. And then I went on Facebook and I found some community groups, and I formed one of them. They got pretty big pretty quickly, and one of the ones that I found was a main Paragon group, and that's where I did a lot of my community managing early on. And then I wound up heavily involved in grassroots organizations that were running tournaments, which eventually led me to PCL, where I helped them out wherever I could, the Paragon Competitive League. We did a lot of stuff there as well, and Paragon basically consumed me. I just loved it so much once I found it.
So I know there's a lot of talk, post-mortem now, about how Paragon was in a competitive sense. How was that for you when noticing when their balance patches were getting worse and worse?
I didn't play much comp because anytime I would play the game, I would just be playing with random people and kind of having fun and showing them the game. Trying out of the little communities and discords I was in. But I paid attention to it quite a bit and watched it. And the one thing I noticed, and one of the reasons why I'm so happy that SMS is so forward in it, is they didn't really include their community as much. They did in a sense. There was groups where the comp scene could actually talk to them, but it wasn't really like they were being heard. When there's a bunch of people saying this doesn't feel right, this is affecting us comp players and having a nice performance, you should probably take it into account. I know that the comp scene is nowhere near the majority of the player base, but it's still something you definitely want to pay attention to because it's exciting. I mean, esports in general is exciting.
And it kind of does make sense to, I don't know, listen to the thoughts and opinions of the people who probably push the game to its limits, right?
Yeah.
And
they know every detail at that point.
The potential of the game. So, yeah, I think SMS taking that kind of stuff into account will be huge.
This made me think of a question that you won't be prepared for.
Uh-oh.
Dang.
Is it better to cater to a game to the top 1% or to the other 99%?
See, that's where I say both. I mean, you need to find a good balance. Obviously, everything should be there for the basic, kind of not basic, I want to say, but the base majority of the people, the casual players. You have to pay attention to them. Obviously, they're your main source. They're the ones you built the game for. So when it goes into trying to choose between the two, I understand why a lot of companies go that way, but I feel like they should still keep some of their attention, even if it means designating certain people to keep that attention on the comp scene itself.
Well, I think that the most loyal players will eventually be climbing the ranks. One day they won't be silver and gold elo. One day they're going to be up there and plat and stuff. And if the game isn't balanced at that point, why keep going?
I find it's really making stuff better in kind of a competitive sense makes it so people have a more reason to play the game, if that makes sense. So that
there's something to work towards. There's an end goal there where it's actually balanced, and beyond that, when you're balancing for the top 1%, they're the ones who know the game better than anyone. So in a sense, that sort of trickles down, right? Obviously, there's some things that don't translate 1-to-1, but I think top down is a good place to start, at least in my opinion.
Absolutely. So what is the PCL, Ryan? For everyone that doesn't know, what was the PCL?
The PCL was the Paragon Competitive League that was formed by Another Notch and Shane Lynch, or Seth Lynch. I know his name. I'm swapped. They ran, I would say, the most official events for the game. They did a really, really amazing job. There's a lot of amazing people that worked on it, a lot of great, talented casters. One of the casters was actually the one who basically brought me to them because he had seen how I was essentially being treated with this one org, and was like, "Here, just come do this stuff for these guys." And I was in another org where I was literally sitting down in front of a TV screen with the PlayStation plugged in to manage the PlayStation teams, a computer with Discord, a phone with another like information source. I had just all this stuff going, and I was like in it. If anything went wrong, it was like, because a lot of the people wouldn't be there. I don't want to name who they were, but they were pre PCS and PCL. But I helped PCL wherever I could, but obviously I was pretty busy with the community managing stuff, and I was also doing the PCL arcade with a good friend, the same one that brought me on. And we sort of, you guys were talking about the 1% trickling down. It was sort of specifically built for that, where people who wanted to get into the comp scene of like PCL could come into our Discord, go into these events. We would match their teams with balancing, like through ELO, what we had, which was agora.gg. We would get them all sorted up so a single player could join this event if they wanted. And then they would form teams eventually, and those teams would go into an actual little event. And then we would have analysts go over their matches with the top 2 people live so that they could get feedback on how to improve themselves. And everybody would view all of this information. We were told they learned quite a bit from it. And there was a few other academy Discords that were doing stuff.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of fun. It was definitely a lot of fun. And it's sad that it ended. PCL was doing such a great job. They held the qualifiers for their actual national event. I mean, they really had the chance to take off there. A lot of people were unfortunately hurt by Paragon shutting down because we kind of invested everything into it. Our time, everything.
Yeah.
So many people.
In your opinion there, why do you think it shut down? Because we never really got a full answer.
I mean, there's a couple of reasons. I don't know. It's hard for me to say that because there's stuff I know, and that might be under NDA. There's stuff that but basically, probably people higher up wanted to invest everything into a new product like Fortnite, which is the main consensus a lot of people have. But I know for a fact, like a lot of people were right off the get-go, screw Epic Games, blah, 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 they can't believe they did this, and they were like going off about Fortnite and stuff. But personally, the people who built that game that you all enjoyed loved their product and put a lot of work into that, and were probably even more destroyed than any of us.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And you can't knock them for that either. Like, look at Fortnite, like literally the most successful game ever. So
yeah, like literally, it's crazy.
Yeah, as a commenting on the whole, I mean, the people who made the game being probably more destroyed than the community. I 100% agree with that. Nothing too corny in the chat, Paragon. I mean, as a creator, as an artist, when you have that, you have that vision, you want to create something, and it was that for so long. For a lot of Legacy, it was that. For a lot of Monolith, it was that. But then, I don't know, it felt like the game was straying further and further away from what it wanted to be in the beginning. Right. I don't know. I always got that vibe, and I'm sure. I don't know. Yeah. I like to think that some of those original developers are looking at something like Fault and are seeing something that's big.
Shout out to my wife, Norweginator, in chat there. She brings up a good point, and this is something that was happening where they were trying to cater to like silver elo. Not there's anything wrong with that because there should be a good balance, like Ryan said. But yeah, even though she was like pretty far down in the rankings there, it was still fun when the game was challenging. But it got to a point where there were so many broken and easy heroes that it was just it felt unfun to play, even at the base level, even for the majority of players who.
I can say now, I wasn't a big fan of Legacy personally, even though a lot of people were. And
I was a fan of the map, the artistic design.
Oh yeah, the map looks good.
It was so beautiful, but I understand competitively it didn't work.
The verticality of Legacy was what got me into the game, right? The map was huge.
But balance-wise, it just didn't work though, right?
Yeah.
And when version 42 came out, I went back and looked. I've played 6 games and never played the game again.
Oh, yeah, you have a sticker under your chin, stranger.
No, it's a cord on
there?
his headphones.
Oh, okay.
Or not a cord. It's a.
It reminds me to plug in this
Are
wire
you returning
to
the
this
shirt?
end and the other end.
Empty nose. Empty nose.
Yeah, I need that little reminder, or my mic wouldn't work sometimes.
Rollerblade. Ooh,
yeah.
we have an invader.
So I'm in the same boat, Dark. I absolutely love Legacy, but Monolith felt so stale and lifeless. But I'm not a competitive player though, so for me it didn't matter. Legacy was beautiful. You could jump around, you could play like it felt like it was like a playground. Right?
2 words about Legacy. I did like the map and everything. Hey, what's up? We have another face cam.
It's Chandler. Gotta get swole, everybody. Face reveal. If you're wondering,
great.
I've been saying
all credibility. We all see the beautiful man.
These 2 are brothers. If you can't see, the people on the right
No,
and
you
the
can't
middle.
see it. You can't see it. You really can't.
You can see it on the screen.
We got 5 beautiful people in here. What more could you want, chat?
Chandler, I gotta ask you.
What?
How swole are you?
I'm not swollen enough. We're still working on it.
Yo, can we
it's
get
the
some
name is-
2017? Gotta get swole.
Gotta get swole.
Swole. You'll know
Yeah.
when the name changes.
The name will change.
You gotta watch
eventually.
out.
It'll just be swole.
Too swole. That's the only next step from.
Too
Too
swole.
swole. Help.
Too swole.
Help. I need a hospital. Will be your name.
Yeah, and so when it comes to Overprime, they kind of so it's a beautiful map, right? It's big verticality, it's a playground, all the things you can do, but it runs into the same problem. It's just not, in my opinion, it doesn't work competitively, and that's just gonna. So I think that's why they brought in Monolith, also to help bring in more maps and everything. But Legacy just doesn't work competitively. It'll kill the esports scene before it even can begin.
It's true. And yeah, you're right. Sorry, I'm just looking at my notes there. So Ryan, after Paragon died, how did you discover Fault?
Well,
Did you find Fault or did Fault find you?
I was
Question.
following all the other projects like as much as I could. I was following Pred. I was following Rocket Mania. I was following Core. I became a Core community figure and tester because they offered a way to kind of go in and check stuff out. So I did a couple streams where I ran around and checked out their map, and I actually enjoyed their map. It's a shame it didn't continue, or it might still be continuing. I don't want to say that for sure because I don't know. And I was kind of talking about my frustrations in a channel where I hung out with a few friends, and a lot of them are testers now. One of those friends being Jacka. And while I was kind of venting my frustrations and talking about Paragon, he's like, here's this group that's doing stuff. Jumped in, talked to them, got the community figure role, fell in love when I was testing it. I was like, these guys actually went gameplay first right away. This feels like what I wanted to feel like. This is really good. I didn't care about aesthetics not being there in the early pre-alpha days. And then I spoke with them more, and I told them about my experience with kind of handling people and talking with communities and kind of being that voice for different orgs, because I didn't list all the other projects in the past when we were talking about it. There was quite a few in between Paragon and Fault. There was quite a few little esport divisions I was working with and for, including a smaller FPS game called Iron Sight. After I talked with them and I saw how they actually were and what their goals were, I instantly fell in love with the whole project. The team is amazing. Any doubts I had were washed away with the alphas when the start of the first alpha to the end of the first alpha was completely different because of how fast and how many patches they rolled out. And they continued to do that through every alpha, and I was blown away.
We're seeing it now through early access as well. Day 1 patches, day 2 patches.
These guys literally don't stop. If something goes wrong, they do not stop. And even when everything's going well, that's when they work on everything and kind of increase our quality. Yeah. And it's just mind-boggling the amount of work they've put in and continue to put in. And yeah, I couldn't have chosen a better group to offer my CM services to.
And they couldn't have gotten a better community manager.
I mean,
Good team.
just to gas up Ryan a little bit, ladies and gentlemen. So on the launch of early access, me and Norweginator here are mods. It was a rough day to say the least for all of us. And
I know what you're talking about. It's a
like-
super smooth launch.
and like it's one of those things. Like I was out here, I actually walked away from my computer at one point for like 5 minutes, and but then Ryan comes in, and no matter what, he's always calm, cool, and collected. It doesn't matter like what happens. So it's like okay, it's time to. It's like just hearing his voice. It's like, oh yeah, it's time to focus.
It makes
up
sense
again.
though. Like with the context that Mans was on Verizon public service calls, bruh, I feel like you're actually made of stone at this point.
As I tell people, when nothing, or like the biggest troll, nothing could compare to the stuff I've already dealt with over there. Like they would have to be like, yeah. I don't want to say much because I don't want to say anything about those people because I helped them and they calmed down afterwards. Some of them were, yeah,
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. When you were doing customer service, what was this specifically for Canada, or did you also get American customers?
We also got American customers. We got tons of different calls, I believe.
I know what that's like.
And for everyone that just tuned in, I just want to say we always do a question and answer at the end of the stream, and we're also going to be doing the Fault Hub Network giveaway as well at the end.
Right.
My camera's this way, even though the chat's that way. And so if you don't know, the Fault Hub Network giveaway is 3 Master Packs and 2 Fault Packs, and we'll be choosing the winners at the end of the stream later today. So stay tuned. Yeah. So to get back onto that. Ryan, why do you love competition? Like, where did that stem from?
That is straight up in my blood. I grew up with 3 cousins who were all boys, and we lived pretty close to each other, and everything was a competition for us. And gaming was one of them. Like Sonic, we got really heated about that stuff. Controllers were thrown. Just imagine kids screaming over Sonic and whipping stuff around. Like we were very competitive back then, and it's kind of stuck with me. I liked sports, some sports. It sucks to admit it because I'm going to get a lot of nerdy comments, but I was pretty decent at Magic the Gathering and the actual physical card game. And I played a lot of weekend tournaments and then went into some nationals and did pretty good for myself. And that's where I got a taste of like structured tournaments, like actually being inside of them was actually through card games. It's weird. I played a lot of Call of Duty Black Ops 1 and 2 competitively, not like on a pro level, but played Tekken with my buddies growing up as like a teenager. We were Tekken and Soul Calibur all the way. Like we just didn't stop. So I've always been like super competitive, and I've always loved watching any kind of esports event. Like it's hype on a different level because I'm a gamer, so I experience it.
Just to touch on the Magic Gathering thing. I had a friend in high school. Introduce it to me when I was in grade 11. And then I introduced it to Steven Chandler. And we like literally didn't stop playing for years. Like,
we've probably between the 3 of us, I think in our lives, I think we spent like a cumulative like $5,000.
No, more than that.
I mean, if you play competitive wait. If Ryan
so let's
I'm just trying to say
put that out there.
We were at Monster Comic Lounge and we'd roll up and Greg would look at me, he's like, yo, Tarmogoyf in there for like, what was it, like $300?
It was $400.
$400.
Wasn't it a foil? Didn't you buy one foil?
No. Man looks at me and he says, I got my student loan the other week. Should I buy one? And I was like, do it.
You gotta get it.
And no confirmation on whether or not he actually did, but
it's not a responsible way to spend your money. Be more responsible. Learn from their mistakes.
It totally didn't happen.
Oh, that's a story, yeah. Listen, I'm just saying, if Ryan played competitive Magic, he'd spend a lot more than $5,000. So we're just gonna leave it at that.
Let's not talk about that.
That's why we're out of it.
This is why I played Pokemon as a kid.
Out early.
Yeah, we'll just leave it at that. Okay, so we asked competition. We asked you about Fault and Paragon. So the next question we have is just something kind of random. What don't we know about Ryan Red? Like, what would be something the community can meme about, essentially?
meme about?
Do you have Viking blood inside of you, Ryan?
Technically, yes, I do. But the meme stuff, I mean, I don't know. There's one
I've
thing
heard
that
that-
everybody seems to hate that I love called liverwurst. I don't know if that counts. The MTG stuff, I didn't really make public. There's one thing. Okay. No, I can't say it. Never mind.
Now, isn't that true that you have several personalities, Ryan Red?
Yeah, I don't know where those came from. Well, actually, I blame Balix for the first one, Brian Blue. And then all of a sudden there was Brian White and Brian Green. And I mean, if I get enough colors, I'm just going to form the Tower Rangers or something.
Okay, there was one time, and this was way back. So this was like, this must have been December or January. Like, it was a long, long time ago.
Yes.
There was a Brian Blue, there's a Brian Green, there's a Ryan White, and there was one other color, and they all showed up in chat one time, all at once. And this was like, it was.
Isn't it?
It was
Isn't it
different.
crazy how long that feels? That feels like it was years and years ago. It's been nonstop over here at Strange Meta Studios.
It was a
It's
different
true.
time back then.
It was. So
Wait,
much
you
more
are
quiet.
they cloning you, my dude? Wait, what?
Wait, what?
He's got clones, followers, different personalities. We're not sure. We're still looking into it.
We don't understand. One day they're gonna all show back up again, and we're not gonna know what to do.
The revenge of the Ryans.
The mod squad is gonna be sent out in full force.
Thank you. I just saw your chat. Thank you, JV. I can show you them later. I know you're a tattoo artist. You'd probably like them. Sorry, I just had to answer him. JV's my boy.
JV is awesome. JV is awesome.
In the chat, my dude. I give him a pog.
All right, so can we get onto the real topics here, stranger? Rock or metal? Because that's
We can ask him. Ryan, I know you like your music. I know you play your music. I know you're in a band.
Yep.
So why rock or metal, essentially?
Well,
and why not rock?
it's a hard decision to make because I actually love all forms of music. I've been through many different genres in my musical career, and I appreciate everything as long as actual thought is put into it. There's a lot of songs out there that everyone goes nuts for that literally repeat the same maybe two sentences to a beat that also repeats, and that stuff, I'm sorry, but that drives me nuts.
Yeah.
So if people put good thought and actual effort into their lyrics and to the actual conception of the music, I'm all for it. I'll enjoy it. But when it comes to like trying to choose a genre, to listen to everything, I can't really pick between one. But to play metal 100% because it's so much fun.
Yeah.
It's what I've been doing for a long time. I keep progressing, and it's like one of the hardest genres to play, other than like crazy classical stuff.
Have
Or,
you
like,
ever played like just the sloppiest blues you could possibly think of? Where
I have played some blues. I even took a shot at acid jazz metal.
Oh, really?
I would like to hear that. That sounds like something I'd be down for. Hell yeah.
Nobody like you can't comprehend it. That's the point of like acid jazz metal. It's just
Yeah, I think the
Can
biggest
you,
thing with music is intention, and that really comes through in whether it be lyrics or how the music is arranged. It comes down to intention, right?
yeah.
Ryan, so you play guitar. Can you scream?
Yeah, I can scream. I can sing a bit. Right now, I am the guitarist and backup vocalist. I scream and sing for this current project named Brunch. We don't have anything recorded yet because we started building our recording room and then Corona hit us, and only like one or two of us could go in, and we just decided we're just gonna wait. We're just gonna work on our material. And then we'll wait to actually record, and it'll be better than we intended it to by like 3 or 4 months progress, or however long this Corona stuff continues to go on for. Oh, it's a dog.
Little Papa-doo.
Someone in the chat said, "I love the brunch." Ryan,
I love the brunch. I can quickly show you guys something that JV made for us. I mean, hopefully the band doesn't. Hopefully the band doesn't get too mad at me sharing it early.
And there's a dog over there.
Fine.
Is that Norweginatress?
That is Norweginatress. That's Jessica herself in the flesh. She's been popping off in chat here. I see.
Yeah.
She even commented on that liverwurst, Ryan. And
Did
we have another gross person here.
Liverwurst.
Yeah, everyone makes fun of me for loving liverwurst.
I make fun of her too, and you know what? You both deserve it. You do.
I once went to those those restaurant gas station places.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to one of those
That's
3
the
months
first
ago,
mistake already.
and it was the first time I ever had liver, and I literally threw it out.
All right, here you go. Incoming first album art.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh,
Beautiful.
that's metal.
dope.
I'll say it.
I hope I can show this on stream. Maybe I'll zoom in away from all the organs and the other stuff. 'Cause we are a metal band.
It's art.
It's definitely metal.
It's a metaphor. Just say it's a
Does
metaphor.
that man smell
You're
spaghetti
good.
on his cap? What's going on there?
Yeah, it's
Yes, it's spaghetti.
that's
Completely spaghetti.
Spaghetti
all the
all
dinner.
over himself. What a fool.
they are the
There's spaghetti
That's
everywhere.
all the dinner.
So much spaghetti.
Dude,
All
that's sick.
It is really cool.
That was pretty
JV did an
awesome.
amazing job.
Yo,
Shout out to
well done,
JV.
Jay.
He's
Give
awesome.
him a
He's
few more
just awesome.
pogs.
I don't know if you know this, Norweginator or Ryan or anyone, but one of the founders of Strange Matter Studios said the moderators could have an avatar. As long as we ourselves get an avatar done.
That could be something we could possibly
I
look into.
already asked JV and I already talked to Omni and he already said it's happening.
All right, well, there you go.
I say this. I'm very
Yeah.
proud of the picture that Sockcap drew for me. I am. I'm honored. I'm touched. But I think it's time to upgrade. I think I gotta go with
It's
JV.
time. It's time.
It's time.
Just gotta shout out JV there. Or
Jay,
Jay
you're
offlane
amazing.
now. My
Seriously.
apologies. My apologies. All right, so to get back on track, what is a day in the life of Ryan Red now that early access is out?
And sing the Beatles song "A Day in the Life" while you talk about it.
How red news today, oh boy.
Well, a normal day is just like waking up, kind of getting my stuff going, booting up my PC, feeding Shen the dragon,
That's right.
and then kind of going over the community. I usually say hi to everybody in the Discord and kind of sit there for a bit, and then I tackle all the streamers because I'm constantly looking for new partners. So I'm always basically watching everybody's streams. I followed a lot of people recently, and if you're a streamer, you'll probably see me stopping by if you continue to stream. That's kind of my main thing, along with doing whatever's needed internally, whether it be talking to outside people or kind of helping with promo stuff if Huddy needs it, or basically if something needs being done and I have the ability to do it, I do it. So we all kind of wear a lot of hats in the company for now. But sometimes it can get hectic with all that mixed with stuff like when the cloud servers went down and AWS got attacked. That was pretty hectic. There wasn't a few of us mods were on, but we weren't expecting that much. So it was like me and the mods just at the front gates, DMs, emails, the Discord, trying to make sure we got everybody caught up to date and they knew what was happening. That is like the epitome of a crazy day for me currently.
That was a minimum of like 15. That's it's a minimum of a 15-hour workday.
I remember that day.
That's a minimum.
I got off Discord at 3 a.m. and was saying, I said it in our like little mod chat, like chat's going crazy. I gotta go to bed. Someone has to mod chat. But most people sleep at that time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was like, I woke up at 8 a.m. Got on. It was 1 a.m. my time before I got off again or something that day. And Armadillo, I'm pretty sure, was on before I was. So, yeah, he was there. He was there quite a while.
I had to force you to go to bed, stranger. You wouldn't do it. You were too committed to the cause.
Nah, I mean, I've never in my entire life had so many DMs. So.
Yeah, that was crazy.
But it all got resolved, which is good.
I sent Stranger I think I sent him a message at like 1:30 a.m. our time or something. I said, "Yo, man, what'd you think of Fault? Like, now you tried the EA." Just straight up, I haven't played it yet. I was like, "Damn, son."
Yeah.
Man, I'm busy.
Ryan, if you want to take this moment to, because there's been a lot of miscommunication and a lot of questions and concerns ever since EA launched with Fault. Would you like to take this time to try to clear any of that up?
I feel a lot of our patches and announcements are a good step towards clearing a lot of that up.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we weren't expecting some of the things we were hit with, but we won't use that as an excuse. We took everything head on, and we got everything going as fast as we could. When all that happened, there were some bugs and stuff that broke the game for some people. Well, if you were playing like Gideon, for example, and we've already patched that out. We'll continue to take everybody's concerns, everybody's bugs, every bug reports, any problems that the community has, and work towards bringing solutions for all of them. We won't like shove anybody aside. Like for instance, the key stuff, we felt really bad about that, and we wanted to make sure everybody knew about it. There were some very angry people, and honestly, we didn't take any of that personally because we completely understand. We're all gamers too. We've been hit or screwed over by game companies in our past. Like, we know exactly how that feels. But that's not what SMS is all about. We're here to give you guys the game that we promised and to build it with you. That's why we are in this EA stage that everybody can get into, because we learn about our bugs instantly now. Like, absolutely instantly, because there's thousands of people playing the game, and a lot of them are doing an amazing job at reporting them to us. Even if it's in an angry way, we still appreciate these bugs coming in and this feedback coming in. It's crucial, and it's, as people can see, with the last 2 patches, it's already helped exponentially. So I want everybody to continue helping us and working with us to make Fault exactly what we want it to be for full release, and we're very excited to continue the journey with everybody.
That was some pretty good wording. That was pretty awesome, Ryan. That's why he's a community manager, I say. And someone asked, so I gotta say, here's number 1. Probably my favorite album at the moment.
Really? So you really did take the recommendation to heart?
I gotta go full screen here. I can't see it very well. My monitor is small.
Father John Misty.
Oh. I didn't know you actually enjoyed him, stranger. I thought you were going to brush me off.
Hang on, Steve, you can see all. So look at Steve's records in the back. He only has a few.
Uh-oh, he's going to start pulling them out.
And this is one that I know Chandler really likes, so I had to show it. And it's also metal.
That's
Oh, nice.
favorite album last year.
For a second, I thought that was Protest the Hero. For a split second. We're pulling out
you got it too?
Well, I can't pull out albums, but I can pull out flags I got from live shows and signed stuff, but that's about it. I wish I still had an LP collection.
Man, I can't believe you guys actually took Father Don't Miss It to heart. I feel touched now.
I need to check this out if everyone else is checking it out.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Father Don't Miss It. Don't let the name confuse you. It's not religious music. Not that I'm...
Still, I saw you had a question. What's probably the funniest bug report you've received, Ryan?
I know some.
Yeah, we can see the bug reports, and
let me see if I can show you. It was really, really old. I'll let everybody know this is really, really old. But it already kind of got out, and it was hilarious, and it cracked a lot of us up when we saw it. Let me see if I can grab it. And it was captured by one of our testers a long, long time ago. Okay, there we go. Boop, ba-doop, boop, ba-doop, boop, boop. Screenshots. It'll take me a little bit to populate it because it's deep within a huge file, so they all have to load.
I have a favorite one since EA. My favorite or funniest bug so far is there's a bug going around. It seems like it got patched with this latest patch, but it's definitely someone sent me a picture of a Twin Blast in a Kwong skin.
That's right. Well, T-posing, right?
No, it was a Muriel in a Kwong skin, and then they ended up flying. Like they were in the air. Like they were at the ceiling. Yeah, they couldn't get back down. They couldn't die.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of people T-posing. That's definitely my favorite.
T-posing?
Yeah, just walking around T-posing.
Okay. Yeah, let's see if hang on. I think I might be able to show it an example of this.
Okay, here it is.
Oh wait.
Twin Boss proceeded to make an interesting face.
Yeah, do you want to head back to Ryan's screen there?
I'm ready.
All right.
And then click on Ryan.
Not sure what happened to Twin Blast, but
Yeah, that's my favorite.
It was a short little bug that cracked me up pretty good.
How did they even get that angle? That's what I'm wondering.
Shuey was taking massive amounts of screenshots back
That's
then.
literally a meme when your carry doesn't get Raptors right there.
Also, the funniest new one from EA was probably here. Let me end this. Boop. Don't worry, that's not sensitive info. That's just my screenshots in our interview. Well, my favorite one was probably when Britick somehow ended up with a bug on Countess, where he basically turned into Lawnmower Countess, and he could infinitely cast his right click, but it would do no damage. And he was just running around the map like screaming. It cracked me right up.
That's been some fun ones.
This is one. So this is an example of that bug. Chronox took this. Shout out to Chronox. So he's Chimera, but his teammate has a Chimera skin on it. You can just see him going by. And it's just doing blast.
And Chronox's face kills me.
He's like, "Do I see that right?" Wait, let me see his face again.
Oh, God.
He's like, "What?"
I'm just gonna ignore that.
Honestly, just keep this on repeat. I've watched this so many times already.
Oh, that's great.
So many times.
Ooh, nice background.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Who made that background?
I don't know. I don't know who made it. His name is Bay.
All right, so I have one more important question before we jump off the music topic here. I know I've been jumping around a little bit. Ryan Red, do you listen to the White Stripes?
I hope not.
Briefly,
Brief.
very, very briefly. I like Jack White.
Yeah.
Don't like the White Stripes.
Same.
Put
White
that
Stripes are not
I
good.
saw
I
Jack
actually
live in 2018.
like. I know I said I love all music that was thought put into it and stuff, but I can't do the White Stripes.
I'm just gonna be honest. I don't know who looks more unimpressed, Norweginator or Norweginatress. That's hard to say.
And I won't say anything, but I'll give you a reason why with hand gestures. And that's why.
That's the whole point of it. That's the point of it, Ryan. Go listen to Ball and Biscuits. Go listen to Death Letter Live. No, I'm not going to bother. You're a waste of time.
Listen, Jack White's a genius, okay? He's a genius.
Stream is over. It's done.
Yeah, all right.
No.
It's
Norwegian,
pointless.
I got this, man. I got this, man. All right, Ryan. I know you haven't heard. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh,
Now, if you've heard that song,
example. That's not a
now,
good
okay,
That's probably part of the reason why I have this
I'm gonna
feeling.
DM you,
not a good
okay?
example. No. Okay.
No, don't do it.
Anyone
Go
listening,
fuck.
go look up White Stripes Death Letter Live. That's it.
I'll check it out. I do love a lot of two pieces. I don't know if you've heard from Death from Above 1979, but if you haven't, Norweginator is probably right up your alley. 100%. Look at their old stuff like Romantic Rights and then start going into their new stuff.
Hold on.
So
I'm
you
sending
two
you.
pieces? What do you think
they're-
I see, my dude?
Okay.
I had a phase. That's all I'll say.
Heck yeah.
I'm sending you a DM right now, Ryan. You better get to this later on.
Death from Above was like, I'll check it out, but definitely check out Death from Above. I know I'm putting a plug in for a band that I have nothing to do with, but
I know you. So I've told you before that you kind of stole my girl away when she saw your Legend of Zelda tattoos in your beard. She's completely unimpressed at this point. You've completely lost her.
does this make it better?
Does this make it better?
The man.
Don't be mad.
Don't be mad.
Alrighty.
You got her again. You're good.
Okay, while they're doing whatever they're doing, ladies and gentlemen, we're going into Act 2, aka Esports, and this is where we kind of focus a bit more on stuff. It's probably going to be a bit of a shorter act, but that's okay. So, we got the topics of longevity, tournaments, and trailer, and its makings. Oh, and I also have Jeff Bezos in there, and I'll explain what that means once we get to it.
Jeff Bezos spying us out, ladies and gentlemen.
You know, Jeff Bezos the other day, I think it was yesterday, made $13 billion in 24 hours.
Wow.
I just wanted to, and that's after the cyber attack on Amazon. So maybe it was a conspiracy. Who knows?
Now we're thinking with our big brain caps on.
Yeah. Yeah. So we got this. So Ryan, why? How do I word this? how do you think longevity a video game? Do you think to have longevity in a video game? Do you think you need esports?
I mean, like I said earlier, esports in general is just amazing. If I'm gonna talk about these specific games, Paragon has so much potential to compete with the greats. Like, so much potential. I mean, just look at it. And I'm hoping one of our main goals, essentially, is for Fault to have that chance to meet the potential that Paragon had for esports. So I think it is very important. Obviously, you want to cater to everybody, but I definitely think it kickstarts a healthy competitive scene. Like, doing that would definitely boost your game, regardless. But it's just such an exciting, amazing thing to watch, and I'm sure everybody here, probably a lot of your viewers and a lot of players, would definitely watch some high tier level gameplay and would love to tune in.
I would love. I think you're right. I think, especially.
Sorry, I'm cracking up because Swole's camera is frozen.
Okay. Just me. I saw that and I was like, Tim, no.
It's perfect.
Look how his camera's frozen.
I was like, he's really happy at what I'm saying.
Season, dude.
Really excited to hear Ryan's song.
You know, I'm checking the.
Honestly, that should be like his profile picture. To be honest,
it's beautiful. He looks great. Don't change it.
He does. He looks good.
Bro, you good?
I completely forgot my point now, but it had something to do with esports and fun.
And smile.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would like. I think a lot of people would like to watch competitive. I think it's awesome. I personally love competitive. I'm watching it, and I was the kind of person that when PCL was going on, I used to be like, no, I can't do nothing today. I gotta sit down and watch the stream. That's how big I was into it.
Okay, Balix just put something in the chat, and we now need to make that alongside the bruh emote.
Okay. Balix, you scared me for a second because they were talking about stuff people don't know. And you got pictures.
Well, okay, so I'm trying to stay on topic. I apologize. So concerning when it comes to esports, I mean, you look at especially MOBAs, right? You look at League of Legends and Dota. It's huge for those companies. It's huge for those games, and there's a reason why specifically MOBAs have held such a strong hold on esports for such a long time now. And that's because inherently they are competitive. So if you're building for a competitive scene, you're also building a competitive game that people enjoy. I mean, that's why we play MOBAs, right?
Now, to extend on that point, it's also really exciting for competitive players because MOBAs are constantly evolving. The second a new hero comes out, that's a new hero with a whole new kit that changes the game. So
a whole new meta every patch.
Metas are always evolving, which keeps comp players interested, which I think is one of the main reasons why MOBAs are successful in that genre.
See, I came from Call of Duty competitive, and I'm here to tell you, once you learn how to shoot straight and you learn the spawns, nothing changes after that. And you can learn that in 2 weeks. No joke.
Yeah.
So, and it's, yeah.
Well, because Call of Duty's a successful game, right? So they already have a big player base to work off of when it comes to competitive, but they're not the most well-known competitive scene around for that reason that you just stated.
Right.
MOBAs, like Ryan says, is constantly evolving, and the whole point of the game is to be competitive. It's not like a 2-minute match that you go in and you just have fun, dick around. Like with a MOBA, it's a commitment every single game. And to some of us, that's 20 commitments a day, depending on how much free time we have.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah, MOBAs are. I love the competitive aspect of MOBAs. And even just like in Fault right now, where you could see your elo before this latest patch, like I'd be like, I gotta climb, even though it's just casual.
Yeah.
Yeah, MOBAs are really great. The only way I got to MOBAs was through RTS games like Frozen Throne, Warcraft 3, stuff like that. Age of Empires, Asian Dynasties, those are my jam.
Swole, you're beautiful, but you are sideways. And also, I don't know why you changed that last picture. It was perfect. Oh, there you go. You're good.
Much better. Much better.
Homie sideways.
Chandler, you look super tired.
What?
You look super tired, man.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have heat exhaustion.
No, he looks beautiful. Why would you say that? Okay, so for me, the big draw for Paragon, and I've said this before, I'm not sure if it's getting annoying and repetitive at this point, but it wasn't just the beautiful aesthetics, because it was, and it was great, but it was when I was really getting into it, because it was my first MOBA, and when I was finally understanding it, all of a sudden I was doing like big brain, like Jimmy Neutron calculations in my brain. I was like looking at everything on the mini map. I'm like looking at the timer. I was like, okay, what is the most efficient thing to do right now? And that was huge. Like that's when like my brain actually like kicked in. It was like, oh, this is the rush of playing a MOBA. And then when you're playing with like a 5-stack and you're communicating, there's all these moving parts all the time. Like you finally get to see all these like micro decisions like pay off in the end, and that was huge. Now that's like the greatest thing about the competitive aspect of MOBAs, and specifically Fault, that they've been. I think that's been like the foundation of Fault. Am I right in saying that, Ryan?
Yeah, you could say that.
Like basically, like making sure that it's a competitive game first and foremost.
Well, we're still wanting, like, the reason why we opened up ways to grind out everything yourself and stuff is because we kind of wanted the kind of vast majority of players to be able to have something to look forward to and to go to, and because the comp players are really focused on events that are coming up, so we still wanted them to have something. And I also wanted the community to know that we may be really comp forward as well, but there will always be community events for everybody as well. Now, I can't confirm any of these, but a lot of people have been talking about a stream a long time ago where there was cooldowns and mana costs to turn off, and everybody was jumping around the map with permanent, like, non-stop Gideon portals, and Murdoch ults were going off non-stop. I think I got ulted 5 times in a row by Murdoch to die. He actually hit everyone, too.
Sounds like so much fun.
Yeah, so, like, there's a lot of possibilities. Like, they're literally endless with the game when it comes to like community game modes and events that are not competitive.
Hang on.
Go ahead.
You mentioned upcoming events.
Of course, there's going to be upcoming events.
There are going to be upcoming events.
Of course, there are.
I think it's a good assumption to make.
Especially obviously, we need to iron out a lot of things. But once we get there, we'll start working on our other stuff too. We want a lot of like different things for the future for both sides of the player base.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how much you can talk on this, but of course, Stranger Matter Studios, especially with Ryan Red being involved, there's going to be tournaments. It's going to happen at some point. Way back in November or December, whenever it was, I remember Ryan talking about it. So, would you like to have a league one day, like LCS, or would you like to have more of an open tournament?
What our goal essentially is, and I'm going to be discussing this with a lot of comp players who have shown interest and have had a lot of good feedback. What our main goal is to put everything in the community's hands so that grassroots orgs can come up and start events easily without having to like figure out ways around like brackets and custom lobbies and all this other stuff that people somehow attempt to still throw events without those tools. Dog cam. But we definitely plan to father our comp scene. We're going to have like replay. We already have custom match lobbies. You can follow your stats and your MMR on the website. We have the internal matchmaking like MMR all set up, and it's already going and basically evolving as people play right now. This will all help grassroots orgs to make their events, and we will help the ones that stand out, and we will support the ones that stand out to help father our comp scene. And once we have a good amount of teams at a high tier level, you'll probably be seeing a Fault Professional League kicking off. We want to make sure that we meet our standard, because the standard for our esports and our first live Fault Pro League event is very high. We want to make a very strong impact on our esports scene when we first roll out with our official event. So it may take some time, but it all depends on the competitive community and how fast it evolves.
Yeah. Well, so I understand that you guys right now are waiting for a healthy time for the community to even like have ranked or focus on competitive. And I'm just curious if you're able to elaborate on that whatsoever. Like, when is the right time? What are you looking for?
You don't want somebody who's like in gold or higher. Like, I think if you kicked off right now with the majority of the player base still being around the mid-level of ELO that they started at, you would wind up with anybody who's a higher tier player just sitting in the queue for nonstop to try to get into the ranked mode. So we have to kind of gauge our MMR, our internal MMR, and how it works and how long people are waiting as it evolves. And once we see that high tier players are getting matches, I believe we'll probably start looking into our ranked mode. But we need to make sure the actual player base for the competitive scene is 100% there. That goes in line with everything I was just talking about our plans. Once we get to that point, everything will be announced. But 100% we want to have ranked mode. We definitely want to give people a chance to climb their ranks and have it officially displayed.
Yeah. So is it fair to say that you're waiting in terms of like the competitive scene, you're waiting until you guys first of all have the ability to do ranked and it's healthy for the community, and then you have a good ranked scene to begin with.
Yeah, we also want to like give people time to climb up there, essentially.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's really smart. It's a good way of going about it.
And I'm very curious because there's a lot of insanely talented old competitive players who have shown interest. Yeah. Those players will be vital to our balancing feedback. And there's going to be more on that kind of discussed later. I'm already talking to a few of them, and some of them may be watching, and I'll be talking with you after this stream. But we think it's really vital, and I honestly can't wait to get them all in and start talking about it.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
It's going to be awesome. I can't wait to see competitive. And on that note, I got to do my little plug-in again, everyone. Fault Hub Network. We'll be doing some community ran tournaments. And as well, we have a giveaway. 3 master packs and 2 Fault packs will be announced at the end of the stream. For anyone that did not know. That's going to be really fun. Hope you enjoy it. Should I move my cam down? I don't know. But we'll leave it how it is.
A little bit if you can.
I want to see more of you, dude.
I'm interested. Is that roof wood grain? It looks like it from here.
Like stranger out here living in a villa in New York.
Can I see what it says in the back?
Can everyone see this? I feel like this is really important.
This is big.
Sorry.
That's just standard Newfoundland decoration. That's not up for any reason. They just leave it up.
Year out.
It's a mantra.
Ladies and gentlemen, about that giveaway as well. We partnered up with Gaming Goose for the giveaway. To give away 1 extra pack. So make sure you give that guy a follow. I can see him in chat. And yeah. Alrighty. So we talked about tournaments. We talked about longevity. So now we're going to go on to Jeff Bezos and what I mean by that.
Empty.
So if you made $13 billion in 24 hours like he did 2 days ago, what would you do with that money?
Personally or as a staff member?
I don't know. However you want to answer.
However you choose.
2 different answers.
Yeah, it's supposed to be for Fault, right? Like, what would you do for Fault? What is the first thing, like, if you had unlimited access to any resource, what is the first thing that you would do?
Oh, obviously we would fast forward the production of Fault immensely. We would get it in everyone's hands into a free-to-play state a lot faster. And we would probably put some of it into production value for esports. I mean, that much money, you could finally pay all the staff fully, because these guys, I don't know if this is public knowledge, but these guys haven't been putting money into their pockets. In fact, they put their own money into the game if they need to. These guys are hardcore for the production of this game. So it's like, if we were to get that much money, everything would go into the game, and then whatever's left over would be essentially start off the actual company's funding, not just the game itself.
What's the first step there? Is that hiring more developers that buy better equipment? Is that
I wouldn't be the best person to ask what the steps were, because I'm sure like Fresher, a project manager, may already have a layout for the plans, and so I'm not the best person to ask for that, but I know that 100% that it would go right into the game.
Well, because I know that there's an advantage to having a smaller team, so I'm just wondering because I know a lot of this is, like you said, they're not taking any money from the project currently, so they must have day jobs, right? And they just have to do this and every other waking hour that they have.
Yeah, a lot of us have day jobs. Me, myself, I'm still on COVID layoff, because my current trade is building custom signs, like all the ones you see on the outside of a building, the ones that you actually have to manufacture, like big pieces of steel together, stuff like that. That's my kind of line of work. And right now, there isn't enough businesses opening up to need that kind of stuff, and the old ones that are already set don't have enough money to kind of upgrade their current stuff because of all this going on.
Hold on, Reaper. Why do I need a haircut? Is this the general consensus here? Do I need a haircut?
I like your hair.
Thank you.
You need to grow it out longer, to be honest.
I did. I've had it so long that we keep like trying out different lengths just to see what happens. Too greasy? Is that true? I think it's just the lights.
I'm currently trying to. I'm intending on growing my hair down my shoulders.
Nice.
I've never done it before, and I probably never will. The last time I cut my hair, it got to like here, and then at the end of a class, I was like, I hate my hair, and literally shaved my head bald by myself. So that's the kind of impulsive person I am. So you'll probably never see my hair down to here, but clip this.
We'll see.
I will do it.
We'll do it.
I will do it.
Yeah, keep the flow. Keep
Flow
the flow.
go.
Hashtag keep the flow.
This is the most hair that Swole has ever had.
That's not true.
I think one question I had is just so I know the process of this, but this is just for people who don't know. What was the process of making the trailer? How did that go? What was the timeline? How were you involved?
We knew we needed a new trailer before EA, and it actually came a lot later than intended. But essentially what we did is I put out a plan for how it was kind of laid out, and I decided, and I was waiting to basically go in and cap stuff while Balix and his newfound talent of basically in-game cinematography, like in-engine or basically loading up the game and setting a camera and being able to go through the actual map to get the beauty shots.
Yeah.
He did a lot of that, and when I saw some of them, that tweaked the direction of the trailer. Once I had the full direction, I started pulling in mods and testers, and I bought them in, laid out exactly what we needed to do, and then we achieved it. And because I was the only one recording all of the footage, I went into the match, I would turn cinematic mode off, turn my sensitivity way down so I could get those smooth camera angles you see when the characters are running around. And then
your wrist that way.
My wrist was a little dead afterwards because, like, in order to do a camera movement that would just take this, I was going like just like
over and over again.
So, like, my wrist started feeling a bit odd, and there was a lot of like weird turn movements. But the hardest part was that fight scene where Severog ults the two into a Gideon ult and a Sparrow attack and then a Muriel ult. I had to be the cameraman for each of those shots. So I had to go in, play the game with the cinematic mode on that disables the HUD, and tell people like where to go. Like, we need to reshoot this because you need to land right here, like Chimera and Quang. They had to land in the exact same spots beside Twin Blast and get shot in the same way by Sparrow, which means they had to land in that spot 3 or 4 different times. Because I had to get the Gideon perspective, I had to get the Severog perspective, the Sparrow perspective. So we literally ran through that so many times until we had it perfect.
And that was actually me and Norweginator that were sitting there as Kyvera, Quag.
Yeah, it's me, Stranger, Platy, Arma. Can't remember if there's anyone else. Right,
and then Balix added his magic touch and threw it all together in a trailer and made that amazing Kalari bit at the end.
Yeah.
And he definitely sold it. Like, my clips would have been good for like gameplay stuff anyway, but he definitely sold it with that, how he tied it together.
I got a question now. Kalari was in the trailer. Does that mean we can confirm that she's in the season pass?
I won't say anything yet. No comment. It's all for you guys to find out in later information and teases that come out.
We try.
There are a lot of plans and a lot of exciting things coming. We're just super focused on the game itself right now so that everybody gets the best experience. We could be pushing out all this stuff like a lot of other companies would do. We could be still focusing on that, but we have all hands on deck for dealing with the community stuff instead of going into more of like that marketing, like fancy kind of leaks into what's coming. Obviously, we still want to let you guys know, but our main goal, as I said, is getting everybody comfortable in the game.
Yeah, which I think is respectable because, I mean, as we all know, launch wasn't as smooth as planned. There's a lot of things that happened. I know personally some of it was out of your guys' control. But you guys have absolutely been going crazy with it. I don't think I've seen a single dev take any sort of free time here in these past few days. It's just been hard at work every single second.
Yeah.
And you guys had a day 1 patch, a day 2 patch, a day 3 patch, I believe. I think most of these days you guys have had a patch pretty much addressing all the major concerns. A lot of problems getting fixed up almost immediately as soon as you guys hear about them.
Right.
Because obviously there's only so much that you guys can test for, right? It's not a 100% accurate environment to just be testing with 30 to 100 people or whatever it is. Right. Once you're out and there's thousands of people playing with all sorts of different computer parts, it's a mystery every single time. Especially as an indie company, there's only so much you can test for, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, you guys have been absolutely killing it one by one. Are there any other big major concerns that you guys are focused on right now?
Our main one is optimization so that everybody, even with lower end PCs, can enjoy the game.
Mm-hmm.
And we're also working on a support system to better suit some of the people who have been slipping through the DM or email cracks because of the amazing amount that have been coming in.
There were a couple at least.
Yeah, we're trying to get to everybody who still is having issues with any keys or anything, and we will fix them right away. Just email support@strangematter.co.com, and we'll get on it. And we're using the email system until we have our new support system, which we'll be announcing in the future. And it'll make things a lot kind of cleaner and efficient for everybody. But for now, we will take our emails and we will take a look at everybody's cases. We've put more staff towards the email in order to make this a more efficient process. And we will continue to kind of increase our our customer service to suit the amazing amount of people who are coming into the game.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So at the end of early access, where would you love to see this game realistically?
In full release?
Yeah, going into full release.
Ooh, that's hard. I would say a lot of people are probably going to say, I want it to be Paragon. That's what I want. I just want it to get to this level to give me Paragon. But they need to understand that if we wanted to do that, we would have focused on that and stuff probably would have been done possibly a lot sooner. Because we wouldn't have put so much work into the depth of our game. But we have a different view for Fault, and we want it to be something that Paragon could have been, and continue to be more and more of an original MOBA. That's why there's a lot of people have been talking about the depth of Fault, and a lot of work was put into it. The fact that there's so many different builds you can take, all the items themselves, the aspect combinations, and everything that's just going to continue to improve to make Fault even more original and I don't want to say further from Paragon, but what we believe and the community seems to believe it should have been.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think
aspects further is a good way to put it though. Especially competitive, because I think any competitive Paragon player can tell you that they were basically pushed to the wayside more so towards the end there.
Yeah. I think the spiritual successor of Paragon must move past what Paragon was at some point.
Just like we all had to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's still going to be similarities. Obviously the heroes are still going to be in the game. There's 39 Paragon heroes, but it has to move on. That's my opinion.
No, I agree. And from what I can tell, with all your guys' plans, the foundation that you're currently building, the future that you guys are setting out for, that is your intention, no?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So going into that, it looks like we're going into Act 3, ladies and gentlemen. Act 3, we are calling the community. Let me bring up the little screen for you so I can show you right fast what I am talking about. So we got community, we got growth, we got importance, we got the bridge, and we got an extra topic. As always, the Q&A from the chat themselves. So butter up those questions, and we're also going to have our giveaway at the end. So, to start, we have growth. So, first, we'll start with this. When is the next dev stream?
We know that we haven't had a dev stream in a while. We're currently reworking the whole how we do the streams for higher quality and better production value. We plan to hold actual proper dev streams, for instance, where the community manager hosts brings on the people who are associated with the topic, and we take questions from the community and kind of discuss it with them live. We want to do proper, legitimate dev streams, and we're reworking everything in order to kind of increase our production quality in the whole terms. And Balix is probably going to be making some pretty awesome stuff for it.
Balix is involved too.
He's involved in pretty much everything artistic other than, concepts and stuff, because that's JV and Art Bank's department. But everything else, the man has been grinding away on.
Balix is the puppet master. He's governing everything.
Yeah, true. And what do you love about the community so far about being a part of this?
So much. They're very amazing. They're supportive. They're overall positive. And we've learned that they have our backs, and they've learned that we have their backs with the patches that are going out. And overall, it's just really amazing. I know that some people talk about toxicity in-game, but this is a MOBA, and there are a lot of new players who've never experienced a MOBA. And I personally can take a bit of blame about how people might not feel there's enough, how can you say it, enough learning at the start of it. I won't say I'll personally take the blame, but the better way of saying it is we understand that it's a lot to take in for people who've never played a MOBA before, and we're working towards tutorials and ways for everyone to kind of get sorted and kind of learn about the game to improve everybody else's sort of feel for the game. Because there's been a lot of people who say that there might be some toxic moments in game, and we understand that. That's why we have the reports feature. For those who don't know, you can click L and you can report a player if they're getting a little bit nuts on you. And we do take that stuff very seriously. But overall, everyone's been really amazing. The Fault family is very strong and is continuing to grow and get stronger. And I can't wait to see what the future holds. And I can't wait to announce future stuff for everybody in the community. Because the community is our main focus. I know it might sound a bit like a broken record, but you guys really are. We take your feedback and suggestions to heart, and we wouldn't have a game without everybody. It's really all about you guys.
True.
And if you guys didn't know, until they have all of their stuff going on, tutorials and everything, we here at Fault Hub Network, we have quite a lot of guides on pretty much anything you could talk about with Fault.
We're making videos about it.
It's happening.
Yeah, I'm actually really surprised at the amount of videos that have already been coming out from everybody. Everyone's really working to try to help everybody else out and kind of understand the game. And that's another reason why I love the community so much. It's just
and in your guys' partner content as well. Yeah, you have dozens of YouTubers making guides right now.
Yeah, and we a lot of people may think that we went to great lengths to make sure that they made stuff, but we, as I tell all of our partners, it's their channels, not ours. So that's why you might see some of our partners talking about Pred. You may see some of our partners maybe talking about us poorly, or it may come off as poorly. But to us, that is criticism. That is very important criticism. We don't silence our partners for having criticism, as long as their criticism is from an informative place. As long as they know what they're talking about when they're comparing us, we don't mind at all. It's their channels, not ours, and we respect all of our partners and whatever they have to say about our game and future products.
That's a great attitude to have, because the only way you can improve is if you know what the problem is to begin with.
Well, they put somebody who used to be a partner for a small game in charge of partners, so I come from a place where I understand how they feel, and I'm very forward towards them and making sure that they're content and that they feel comfortable streaming our game.
That's a good way to put it, actually. That's one thing I got to give Strange Matter. They're really good with taking criticism, and they take that criticism very open-mindedly and very objectively, and that is why the reason the game is the way it is currently. For example, the passives was not always a thing. on all heroes, but now every hero has a passive.
Every hero. And will continue to in the future, correct?
Yeah, thank goodness Murdoch isn't like 30% or 60% passives now, or whatever it was, like 2/3 passives.
Yeah.
Yeah. So to anyone who hasn't
Playing
heard, so
games
how
are
it
fun.
works? Yeah, how it works is that everyone's receiving a passive, and to any hero that already had a passive, they receive a new active ability. So, for example, Chimera, Greystone, they now have new active abilities. Oh, and Kwong as well. How can I forget? He shoots lightning Kamehameha.
Oh yeah,
It's the best.
It's actually
That's
awesome.
It is
it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. So every hero. I mean, you've heard the analogy, building the car, blueprints, all that. They don't have all the information, but on top of that, they are also reworking all these abilities. Whether that's adding a passive, adding an active ability, whether that's just tweaking their whole kit altogether, changing the numbers. There is so much going on behind the scenes with a healthy, competitive game at the center of it all.
Absolutely. Well said. So I feel like this question might have already been answered, but we'll ask it anyways. What do you hope the community gets out of Fault?
Yeah, pretty much what I said earlier about the right kind of game, the right kind of Paragon successor. Like making sure it's like a game sort of built by the community itself, that they have that great feel that they used to have, but with new original stuff that will hopefully push it further than where Paragon was. And a lot of that stuff is commented by the community, and a lot of the stuff comes from them themselves.
I think a good way to think about it, at least what I am hoping personally to get out of Fault, and I think it's kind of like something that Strange Matter can achieve, and if they do achieve it, it'll be really huge. But being able to like be proud to say like I'm part of like the Fault community, or like I don't know, Fault become something so big from such a small place, and say like I was there in the beginning, I was there when it was growing, and being able to be proud to say like I've met and talked to a bunch of people that developed this game from such a small place into such a big thing, and I really feel like it can actually get there. And I don't know, I just get all fired up whenever I think about it.
You know what I hope? Yeah. This is shooting for the stars, but I hope Fault takes down one of the 10-year-long MOBAs that are.
You want to know something crazy? There's something crazy a lot of people might not know. I'm not going to say we're taking anybody down. Burdick's stream on the release of Fault was neck and neck on numbers with Smite's actual stream. When I saw that, I was like, holy cow.
Yeah.
Like, it was insane.
He had 2.5k people watching him.
Yeah, and they were at like 3, and I was like, oh my goodness. Like, that's big for first day.
It is. Yeah. It's huge.
That was huge. Now,
of course, this is early access, so the plan is to only keep climbing from there. Right now, it's a lot of optimization, bug fixing, and after there's a really solid foundation, which I believe there already is quite a solid foundation, it's just, getting those cracks taken care of. After that, it's just adding more and more and more and just growing the game further. So knowing that you've already able to reach those kind of numbers, were you expecting that, or was that just blowing your expectations out of the water?
For his stream alone, like obviously there was a lot of other streamers. So if you actually looked at like the Fault page, there was a lot higher numbers because there was a lot of other people streaming. But Burdick's numbers, I honestly went on. I even told him myself. I was like, oh, Burdick's streaming. I'm going to host him. Maybe put out some promo. And then I looked and I was like, what? I just saw this crazy amount of numbers. I was like, okay, I guess I don't need to we don't need to host him. Like, this is insane. It just kept climbing, and we were like, oh my goodness. We were very excited for him.
With the total attention, so not even just going about Burdick's stream, just the total attention on Twitch and on Steam that Fault received. Were you expecting that?
No, the numbers were very, very large. I mean, obviously, the trailer and a lot of other stuff we put out showed signs of it. I mean, our Twitter hit over 10,000, our Discord hit over 20,000, our Facebook just keeps climbing. The numbers were just climbing everywhere. Our website hits are exploding to this day. and we were watching all these numbers, going, "Whoa, like this is amazing." So
crazy.
We didn't really set any expectation. We were just amazed as we watched it all. Like and it continues to grow, and I can't wait to see where we wind up. Not just, well, for me, it's like more community members are coming in, right? So I get incredibly hyped the bigger that number gets.
Well, I know you say that you weren't trying to keep expectations, but obviously there's a small part, in your brain somewhere going, okay, this is what I'm expecting. Like, we should have around this and this many. Like, did the numbers that you guys got on day one just blow all that out of the water? Because it seemed like it just, like, I personally was not expecting that much. It completely blew my expectations away.
Yeah, same.
Because you guys were on the front page of Steam for 3 days, and I think you guys are still on the front page in community recommendations.
Yeah. We actually hit front page of the actual first stream thing when you click store. We were above a few of the other popular titles that were out at the time. We were there for obviously like a day, but it was still pretty amazing.
It was awesome.
I'm sure that works as double-edged sword. I'm curious if you can go into more detail about this, because it was, because you guys are an indie developer studio. I'm sure it must be hard to like have all these new people in, that don't understand the full. I guess they don't have all the context, knowing that you guys are in early access. You guys are still working on things, and
right.
It's a team of volunteers.
Yeah. How has that been? Is that been mostly positive? Has there been some negative downsides to that? Like, is it a double-edged sword, or is it just great?
Sorry, I got something in there. Are you talking about like working in like from the inside?
From that perspective, because you guys got, I think, more new people than you were probably expecting, and there's a lot of people that don't understand the full context to the Paragon remake. You guys, are volunteers. You're working on your spare time. It's an indie studio.
I see what you mean. Yeah, I guess you could kind of call it a double-edged sword, but I mean, I guess in a weird way to put the metaphor, when that sword comes back towards us, we'll always fight it, and we'll always make sure that essentially it's swinging the right way, no matter how much force it takes to do so.
Yeah, you guys have shown that.
Mm-hmm.
They have, yeah. They have.
And I don't really want to say force, but with as much like actual work instead of force, because we put in a lot of work to correct those things when that sword starts coming towards us.
So obviously trailer numbers don't, show us everything, but it is quite big to have 150,000 hits on YouTube.
What?
Is that 150 already?
146, and that was released a week ago. Yep, 1 week ago to the day.
Jeepers
Hang on, do I have to pull up the trailer?
Felix and me, that was our first trailer we've ever really fully conceived properly, and see that definitely humbles us. Like that's amazing that everybody enjoys it that much. Keeps watching it.
I'm about to throw this trailer on. So how
Well,
many
so
views?
everybody knows this trailer was completely shot in game, other than like the beauty shots. They technically were shot in game, but through the engine so that we could actually place a camera. But the shots wherever you see a character moving, that's other than like steel at the end or little things like that, that's complete in game on my PC with the cinematic mode on. And we are working. Sorry, one more thing. We are working towards having everybody, even lower end PCs, experience that same thing that mine does. Mine's not super crazy. It's somewhat outdated now, but yeah, the whole thing was shot there, and I still can't believe how amazing it looks.
Looks awesome.
Oh, it's incredible.
When I run through the jungle right now, it's just like when the shadows hit me and the glare comes off the metal of my character, it's just like,
And I want to give you a chance to insert this, because I know a lot of people saw the trailer, and when they go in the game, like, it's still that beautiful, but there's one glaring issue, which is right now the HUD. And I want to give you just a chance to reiterate that for some people that might not be aware of what your guys' plans are.
We have a little delay on the HUD because we have a third-person company working on it, or third-person, AAA company working on it. A company that has done multiple huge games in the past. and they have great work. We've seen some of it, and we're very excited for when we implement it fully into the game. It shouldn't be too far, but as I said, right now, priorities are in-game comfort for every player.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Do you have any sort of ETA on that, or is it just soon TM at the moment?
Very soon, TM.
I'd say an ETA, but it wouldn't be fair to do so because anything could come up and we'd want to fix it before doing that.
Yeah, of course.
So I would definitely say soon. I would definitely say soon because other than like item card art, it's one of the main complaints that have been coming in. So it's definitely something we want to implement as fast as possible, and we will.
Yeah, absolutely. Ryan, so the last topic we have in Act 3 is called the bridge. What do I mean by the bridge, you might ask? How do you...
the guitar?
Yeah, sort of. You can take it in many different ways. We have the bridge of fault, or Paragon to fault. We also have the bridge of how to bring competitiveness or casualness to competitiveness, like how to make people want to play competitive kind of thing. Yeah. Ryan, do you have anything on that?
I feel we've pretty much covered a lot of that fairly well, to be honest. Especially when it comes to like bridging gaps between player bases. We definitely will continue to work on that 100% and make sure that everybody's feels appreciated and listened to when it comes to the community.
Absolutely. Yeah. And Swole is back.
Swole's back. Swole's back. Is it this way? Yes, it's this way. Nope, it's that way.
My man's is hamster on the wheel.
Not happy with me streaming this while I was charging it. I think it got way too hot, and then everything started not being happy.
It was 26 degrees in Newfoundland today, and I was
working outside all day, and it was 33.
Yeah, we're hitting like a minimum of 32 here in North Carolina, so I don't feel bad for you guys.
Swole, Chandler, it's going to be 40 tomorrow.
Wait, 40?
Do you hear that? Yeah, it's going to be like
it's
Celsius.
been hot all week.
That's a little crazy. That's a little insane.
That's like 100 degrees Fahrenheit or something. Yeah. So, well, let's get into the last portion, everyone. We got a question and answer, and then we're going to do our FHN giveaway partnered with Gaming Goose.
Awesome.
So, spam your questions.
If you have your questions,
all right, here we go.
This is your chance.
Wait, let me get all of here.
Whoa. Mother of mercy. Dang. Okay.
I could have sworn I turned the mic off for that. I apologize to your stream and everyone's ears.
Before it gets to questions, this is not official, but I still have to say it. For any of you that want to send me a video of yourself singing the Norwegian national anthem, I will gift you a master pack if you do it the best.
Okay.
Not official. This is not official giveaway by Fault Up Network or Strange Menace Studios. This is just me. I'm just a fan of my country, and if you can sing it well, not the singing part, but if you can get the pronunciation as close as possible, that's a master pack right there.
Heck yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I see a question already in the chat for Ryan.
I see a few. Ryan, are you in the chat? Do you want us to read them out to you?
Sure, you guys can pick them.
So for Kaneki at Otaku, you will not be refunded the full amount, but you will be refunded the difference, yes.
Yeah, we have an automated system that's basically going to send out the difference in what you should have got if that sale was on the entire time, or if that was the price the entire time, so that it'll basically feel like everybody had that price from the start on anything they bought. Selfin himself is going to be doing a large breakdown sort of blog post about that, and we'll make an announcement when that goes out, because he has reworked it and he wants to further discuss the whole system with the community itself.
Oh my goodness, my apologies.
That's a good.
That was words. That was words for sure. Can you tell us anything about Iggy and Scorch?
I was a fan. Yes, he'll be coming out. And yes, I'm incredibly excited to see what kind of kid he'll have.
New or old Iggy?
I mean, everybody loved memeing around on Tank Iggy back in the Legacy days. The fact that you could clear 2 jungles of camps at once was a lot of fun, practically.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm not
my.
sure. I'm not sure which form of Iggy would come out, but I prefer, just classic Iggy.
Yeah. And like I've said before, Strange Mana Studios are rebalancing all of this themselves. Some are having passives added, some are having actives added, but either way, all these heroes will be different in one way or another.
Was the 0 mana 0 cooldown custom mode a joke? No, that really happened once. That really did happen.
Yeah, it's happened a few times.
Yeah.
It wasn't a bug or anything like that. It was like intentional, and it was something that was shown on stream, I think, twice. It just goes to show that anything is possible, especially when we're this close to the devs. And literally, when I asked what was possible as far as modes in the future, I was told anything.
Can I
It
just
just
say
depends
that?
on how much work. It just depends on how much work goes into it. But I'm very excited for the future and for little things like that coming up.
For Kwon with no cooldowns, literally, you just click right mouse as fast as you can, and you're an unstoppable beast of just walking to you.
There's also the Countess right click.
Yeah, there's also
Just
that.
through the whole map. But yeah, we obviously have to. If that game mode was to become a thing, we'd obviously have to balance it a bit, because while the game can handle it, it would be insane to let people just spam their abilities like that. Like the noise alone of like a TB spamming his grenades is too much.
Horrible. I've heard it.
Yeah, so we'd obviously have to like set it to be right if we were to do that game mode, but it's
honest.
a possibility.
I would just spam Gadget's ult constantly all over the map.
Are there any plans for any future maps, or in fact, are there even any plans for a legacy map?
I wouldn't say too much. I can't say too much about a legacy map, but I'm sure that more maps will come down the road. I'm not sure how long down the road. I can't give you guys anything like that. But I mean, there's classic modes that are in a lot of MOBAs that I'm sure we would want to include, like ARAM is a good example, which would need its own map to be done properly. So I definitely think it's something that would come in the future. It's all just about, getting the game there. That's the whole point of EA, right?
Yeah, Insane Assassin, if you haven't already, in a past dev stream, lead game designer Omninaut actually spoke about that too, about wanting to eventually implement a new map for ARAM. But of course, like Ryan just said, there's a lot of other priorities at the moment.
Yeah.
But once there's a solid foundation here and the game is up and running exactly the way it should be, I mean, sky's the limit, right?
All right,
Right.
I have a question, Ryan. Is there anything you can tell us that we do not already know?
Stranger's a plumber. He's
Fault.
looking for the leaks.
Literally anything.
About Fault?
Yeah. I'm a plumber.
I mean, not really. I mean, there's nothing I can really leak or anything at this moment. So I wouldn't say there's anything secret I can really say or anything like that. I had a feeling you guys would try to get something out of me, though.
It's
Like,
always asked. You count on me.
Will the Raptors be reworked?
I have heard discussion about the Raptors, so I'm sure it's being looked at, but I can't confirm or deny that.
Yeah, I know Mr. Lee, I know Sylphan's talked about it quite a lot and his plan for Jungle, but nothing is confirmed at the moment, like Ryan just said. Of course, Insane.
We realize that like everything can like evolve to better fit what we've been hearing from everybody. I know there's a lot of comments about Raptors being easy to kill and stuff, but I'm sure as the game goes on and evolves, everything will be balanced out further if there is anything that's out of place.
Is the freezing during ability casts / fights a local issue or an issue in game?
Freezing, it may be part of the FPS drops. You might be losing frames. That's something we're currently working towards for people on lower ends who are experiencing this. I'd say like mid to low. We want to make sure everybody has the same experience that you see us having on stream. and the other streamers. Like that is where the game is at. We just need to push out more optimization to get it closer to that for everybody else, which we already did with our patch today, and that is one of our main focuses, and we'll continue to do so, along with squashing many bugs along the way. And I'm still very impressed that an optimization patch came out with even more bug squashes and even balancing rework in one patch. Like I did not expect all of that.
Now, Jeff and Man is asking about new original Strange Matter Studio skins. I know that in the season pass, for any heroes that are released, you guys will have an original Strange Matter Studio skins, right?
We do plan to have more and more original skins. We do have concept artists who have made some amazing concepts for future stuff. And we'll continue to kind of push those out. But again, right now, as we keep repeating, the main focus is everything else. So when those new ones will be coming out, I'm not sure. We do have our art team working on some stuff, so it is still being kind of worked on as we're working on the main stuff of the game. So there'll definitely be more skins coming out in the future, 100%.
Are we having more skins outside of the season pass though? Because I know we're getting skins in the season pass, but outside of that,
I would think so. Yeah, I don't think all of our skins would be ancient civilization themed. We're definitely going to have other kinds of skins, like Cyber Quang and Forest, for instance.
Mm-hmm. Do you know? We'll start with this. Do you know when the next hero is going to be announced? Like, do you personally know?
Maybe.
Yeah,
is there?
There's nothing I can tell you though.
Is there? Yeah, I know you can't tell us that. Is there?
He wants the info. He really does.
He really does. Yeah, I'm assuming at some point in the future we'll receive more information about the season pass, because I know that on the Trello that got changed around a little bit because of the delay.
Sorry, what was that? I just wrote a DM that came in. I apologize.
Oh, you're fine. Should we be expecting more information about the season pass soonish?
Yeah, I would expect more information into it. I know some people have been asking questions, so we're probably going to update our FAQ in general in the near future to include a lot of that kind of stuff.
Awesome mod. That would help out a lot. Thank you.
Yeah, you can just point them to the FAQ if you need to, which would probably lighten the load for moderators.
All right. Who will be the next release playable characters?
We don't know.
We have been
hinted at Morigesh, Polari, and Grim EXE so far. As for their order, we don't know if that means they're coming first, if they're coming last. We have no clue. Unless, of course, Ryan here, was nice to us and gave us some leaks.
All in due time, boys. All in due time.
There was there's a question up there by Kaneki. He's asking just about like Gideon's ult. I will say this, right? I don't know if this is like something you're thinking about, but like in general, when you're using a channeling ability and stuff like that, right? You need to be aware of with what kind of CC you're playing against, right? So if you know you got a Narbash on the enemy team, you know he's gonna thunk you out of the ult. So if you're having a lot of map awareness and like, okay, Narbash has used his thunk, now I'm gonna ult, right? And being aware of that kind of stuff. So just throw that out there real quick. That's my little tidbit.
Yeah, that's for colors and stuff. Part of the stuff that we'll definitely be working on is like I don't want to say making stuff flashier, but adding more clear VFX to certain things. I'm sure that's definitely something else we'll be working on in the future. But as we've stated from the beginning, we're a gameplay first company, and we're finally getting to the point, especially thanks to EA, where we can start to add in more and more sort of appealing and quality of life things, like the new HUD, for example. We were finally getting to that point, but we wanted to go gameplay and sort of depth first, and I believe that it was a good decision, 100%, on the team to go that way, and it's part of the reason, as I stated earlier, that I joined in the first place.
Someone has a question about on the Dusk side, when Raptor side will be the red buff. When it comes to red buff, is that going to change in the future? So Dusk side is next to red buff, like Dawn side is?
Basically,
mirror jungle versus asymmetric. There's a lot of discussion there. I could go off about that for a very long time.
By all means.
Unfortunately, I don't have all the time in the world, being a CM and stuff. I can tell you right now that I already have about 32 new DMs since we've started this interview. So I won't go too far into it. But I myself am not exactly a fan of mirror maps. I know that there's a lot of sort of divide between if that's better or if it's worse. But personally, I do like asymmetrical.
Yeah.
But I'm also not the best person to have full out discussions about the layout of our map. That would be the game designers. You can definitely hit them up for another interview. I'm sure they would be interested.
I'm sure we would, but I'm actually curious about your opinion because this is something I've been trying to get an answer for as well. So I know that asymmetrical causes more interesting beginning pathing, basically, on how you invade jungle, etc., like in the competitive scene. But other than that, is there any other advantage to asymmetrical? Because in my opinion, when you have a mirrored, both carries have the ability to get the same buff when going to Raptor or when going to Prime, which are very huge objectives.
Right. To be honest, it's hard for me to give a solid opinion on the difference between the two because pretty much every game that I've really enjoyed has an asymmetrical map.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have the best opinion as far as mirrored maps.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so honestly, the reason why I'm biased towards asymmetrical is because it's in the games that I've loved for a very long time.
Yeah.
I'm kind of biased towards it, I would say. I don't really have the game designer perspective on it, other than I just prefer it. But I'm not the one who makes the decisions on our map, so you guys don't have to worry about that.
We'll take like one or two more questions, and I do see one there. How much of a priority is it for SMS to make the game more pretty?
It definitely is a priority. Obviously, it's a priority to kind of get that look, but it wasn't our first concern. Yes, we have a really nice trailer, but that was made out of what we have. We're not about kind of making it look good so that people will get in. That's not kind of our outlook. We want, once people are here, we want them to enjoy it. But obviously, as a company, to be realistic and for like marketing and monetization, we need to have that there. So it's something we're definitely working on. Luckily, those teams are not necessarily fully involved with the main stuff that we're doing. So that is being worked on while we're working on optimization and other things like that. And it will all be implemented in the future. And I honestly can't wait for it because I know a lot of people will be excited about some of the stuff visually, especially the HUD. I think that's going to be a big one because if you look at the trailer, if you want to experience that trailer look, my advice is if you have like a PC that can like handle shadows being turned up, which a lot of people can, go into the jungle, turn cinematic mode on, hit X and Z to get rid of health bars, and just experience the lighting, experience the jungle, run around, and you'll get the same feel you had in the trailer because there's no HUD there, and you actually get to experience everything. But the new HUD will definitely bring a lot more kind of coordination of the eyes, like knowing your information right off the bat, because a lot of people want to be able to see stuff fluidly, more fluidly than our HUD currently is. So that's definitely one of the things. It's not just about looking pretty; it's about getting the right information to your eyes. But yeah, honestly, I'm really excited to have it out, and that stuff will be rolling out for you guys, and we'll keep you all updated. You might even get some peeks and leaks of stuff, like when we redid the Bellica knock-up animation.
Yeah.
You guys will definitely be a part of seeing it evolve.
So you're telling people that when they go into a match that they should turn off their HUD and turn off health bars. It sounds like you're encouraging people to intentionally lose.
No, I'm just saying it's like you're in a custom or you like have a moment.
There you go.
Just
in a
experience
custom match,
it.
guys. In a custom match.
In a custom match, you're like literally just starting the match and you're a jungler and you just want to take a quick look, but don't get too preoccupied by the beauty because you might miss your farm.
You will get stuck looking around if you do that. Let me just warn you right now.
I spent like 20 minutes just moving back and forth with Steel when I was holding the trailer, watching the light come off of his back plates, and I was like, oh my goodness. Watching his arm light up from the sun.
Intentionally losing over there. Intentionally losing.
It was beautiful, like honestly.
All right. Steven Chandler, you guys both get one question each. You can ask Ryan from the chat, and then we'll move on to the giveaway.
Wait, pick a question or ask him my own question?
Pick a question. Pick a question.
Okay. What was it doesn't have to be your MOBA of choice, but like what was a game that you think you put a ton of time into that got you to the kind of gamer you are right now? Like if you had to pick one that you
Like
put
that's
the most
related to
time in.
MOBAs?
It could be a MOBA, it could be like Stranger played a ton of Call of Duty, you know what I mean?
If you want to talk the game I put the absolute most time into, it'd be a toss-up between DCUO and Warframe, as far as like games that have content to grind out.
Mhm.
Warframe was a big one. Basically, any RPG I came across I was in love with, but the one closest to MOBAs that I played non-stop online with people was Warcraft 3 Frozen Throne expansion. I was all over that game. Like my buddies were talking about StarCraft, and I was like, I don't got time for it, man. I'm just like I'm loving Frozen Throne. Just
Yeah.
I loved RTS games, and that's what really led me to MOBAs.
Okay. Sick.
Wait.
What? Damn. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. Hey, was that terrible? That was terrible, wasn't it?
You know what? Just
that's
a random story. The first introduction I ever had to a MOBA was actually from EssayRead Steve here. He was on his PS3 and he's playing a Lord of the Rings MOBA.
Guardians of
Wait,
Middle
what?
Earth, my dude.
Yes, that's
Guardians of Middle
Rewind.
Earth.
that was good back in the day. That was actually fun.
There was a
Guardians.
Lord of the Rings MOBA.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was made by Monolith, the same people who made like Fallout New Vegas and stuff like that.
Someone
And,
asked me if this was
Oh
a
wait, no,
sword.
that was Obsidian. Oh,
This is not a sword. This is a guitar.
I just had a brain
That's a
fart.
pretty nice guitar, man.
When you type in LOR, all you get is Legends of Runeterra. Dang. Okay. I'll have to type the whole thing out.
Guardians.
Yeah, it was called
of
Kind of a
Guardians-
sword.
Guardians
I
of
call it more of
Middle-earth.
an axe, though.
And I swept house in that game, my dude.
That was a fun game.
I was
really
so
fun
good
game.
at that game, and then that game, and then another Monolith game called Gotham City Imposters. That was the other game that I was literally a god at. I was awesome at both of those games, and then they closed the PS3 servers for both of them,
Ooh.
and I had nothing. And then
Well, Steve, to be frank, you were literally waiting an hour for
That's when you get into melee right there. That's the perfect excuse to play some melee.
Oh my goodness, it's a legitimate Lord of the Rings MOBA.
it was
It
so much
existed.
fun.
I'm telling you, it existed.
That's big.
It was awesome.
There were some broken characters in that game, dude. Like
That's what made it fun.
I would
was the whole
scream at
point.
that game.
I remember that.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, it was big.
All right, Chandler, and what's your question there?
I'm going to be completely honest. As soon as you said that, that's when I opened up the chat. So I don't have any questions actually in the chat.
Can we get an F
me
in
to
the
pick
chat
some?
for Gotta Get
F
Swole?
in the chat. All right, I have a
Everything's
question
been
then.
broken.
Ryan, will you be my Meg White to my Jack White?
All right.
You want me to? Oh no, you just set yourself up for something, and you love the white stripes, so I'm not going to say it.
I've already lost all respect for you. It's
Ryan,
fine.
I got
Go for
a
it.
question for you. Is there anything we haven't asked you that you would like to tell everyone watching and listening?
This
I
is
mean,
it.
you
It's the
guys
point
did a
of no
really good
return.
job at asking me a lot of questions. I got to kind of say how I feel about the community, and basically, it's just the same thing. The Fault family is growing. I'm happy to see all of you. I can't wait to interact with all of you more. If you're streamers, I'll see you in your streams. I'm basically live in Twitch now, other than emails and Discord.
Not a bad
And
life.
I honestly can't wait to see how the community develops. And for right now, from what I've seen, you guys are all amazing. And I cannot wait to continue this journey with you and the team. And I'm very excited for the future of Fault.
Awesome. Awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, let's move on to the giveaway. Ryan, if you have to go, you can go. If you want to say, you can say. It's up to you. We'll give it 60 seconds. See if Balix wants to join in. He can join in if he'd like. Let's give him a little ring-a-ding-ding.
Oh no, you're not bringing in Brian Blue, are you?
Oh, Brian Blue is coming.
Brian Blue is
Nemesis.
on its way. The revolution is happening. The revolution is on its way.
But it's actually, unfortunately, I may have to head out. I do have to tackle quite a few things. I might have
Yeah,
to
of
type
course.
up some more stuff. But again, great job, guys. I loved answering the questions for everybody.
Thank you.
I hope you all have a good night, and I'll see you later.
And
Awesome.
Ryan, thank you so much for all of your support. It's honestly been great watching you communicate with the community and how you interact with us. Thank you so much, and we wish you the best of luck in what I know are thousands of tasks you have to get to.
No worries. Thank you guys so much, and I hope you have
Thank
a great
you.
rest of your stream.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck, everybody, for the giveaway.
All right.
All right.
Ryan Red is gone. Now it's the age of Brian Blue.
Should I just
Felix.
do it? Should I? Do you think he said he might be busy? He might be busy.
If
said.
he's busy, let's go for it. I know these good people have been waiting. We have 3 master packs and 2 fall packs to give away. Now, once again, I want to really reiterate those master packs. That's a season pass, $30 of in-game currency, US dollars, and you also get a fall pack to give away. It's pretty big.
Mm-hmm. It's actually it's pretty awesome. It's very awesome. All right, let's just do it. Let's just do it, everyone.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Who's gonna sing me the Norwegian national anthem? Who is willing to take the plunge? That wasn't it.
All right,
That wasn't it.
here we go.
Oh, Canada.
So close. We're so close, though.
All right, so the first person that won,
Let's get a drum roll.
I'll put it in the chat.
Oh, I'm not doing that again.
Darius
And it didn't
Malik.
look good either. It did not look like I was doing
Darius
something good.
Malik.
Yay.
Congratulations. Is that a master pack?
Well
That
done,
is indeed
boys.
a master pack.
That's master pack. Congratulations. Good on you.
Well done, Darius.
And I will go with the full pack. We'll go with the full pack now.
Fault pack. You gonna sandwich them in?
We have Incubus, spelled exactly XINCUBUZX. Congratulations on your on your full pack. Holy guacamole! I almost said masters.
On your fault pack.
On your
Congratulations.
full pack. On your full pack. Everyone that's watching, we're gonna put out a little social tweet about it as well, so that everyone can see. And make sure you send me a DM. All right, so we got a few more.
Now the master pack, right?
Now we'll do the rest. We'll do the. Yeah, we'll do it. Yeah, that makes most sense.
You've maybe a little.
Prob. It's got an F for Espada.
All right.
Fada, we're so sorry. Hey, once again, I want to reiterate, this is not an official giveaway. This is just me. If you can send me a video of yourself singing the Norwegian national anthem, that's a master pack. The winner who pronunciates everything correctly, or the best, it's a master pack. That's Scout's honor over here. Scout's honor.
All right, I'm choosing the next person. This is for a master pack, ladies and gentlemen. Joker Gaming DE. You have won yourself a master
Gaming.
pack.
Congratulations.
Well done.
We really need some music to go along with this. It's very. It's
You know what? You're
we lose a
all-
lot of.
Hang
the
on,
hype.
hang on.
You guys hadn't realized it's a bit scuffed, but you know what? You're getting a master pack, so don't complain. That's
You want
not
music?
Quite the music I was going for. Let's hear it.
Listen.
I want dramatic orchestra like Lord of the
All right,
Rings finale.
let's type it in. Let's type it in. Let's see what we got.
The Guardians of Middle Earth intro.
New patch. We don't know anything about the new patch. Are you talking about the one that was just released? Norwegian just wants. It's true. You know what? If you can sing me a White Stripe song, I'll.
Searching for music for your next video?
I'm gonna
You
fight
need to
them
check out our
all.
list.
All right, let's do it.
That's like Louis Armstrong singing White Stripes. That's
All
not what I'm
right,
looking for.
so we have two more things to announce the winner to at this very second. We're doing the other. Oh, I'm about to sneeze.
Oh,
Excuse
bro.
me.
This stream, man, I love it.
Yeah, this stream got really scuffed really fast, but that's okay.
Ryan's not here to witness it. That's the important part.
we got the full pack.
Who's it gonna be? Tell me, stranger.
Oh,
Looking right at you.
Moen. Holy Moen, you have won yourself a full pack.
Nice.
Big moose.
Congratulations.
Hell yeah.
It doesn't get
Well
louder than
done.
that. Ladies and gentlemen, the final one. The final one.
The Master Pack. This is it. Last one. Unless you've seen the Norwegian National Anthem.
Who is it? Who is it?
Looking at chat.
Hype.
Looking at you. Who's it gonna be?
He just doesn't post anything. Leaves to the
It's Stranger. No, I'm just kidding.
Alright, homie.
It is Auto Carrot.
I don't care.
I don't care.
Congrats.
I'm sorry, I was listening to the music. I kind of
Yeah.
ruined the mood, but that's
Ti-
okay.
Time to sing the Norwegian National Anthem.
Kaneki,
Yes,
come
that's
on,
your guys'
dude.
last hope.
Come on, Kaneki, you gotta get on that. Where's the vocal chops, bro?
All ready?
Okay, so we had some questions about the newest patch. Let me tell you this: as me and Stranger, we're mods at Stranger Meta Studios. We don't really get to play. So I know Stranger's, he's like worked 18-hour days basically modding, and he's managed to get a few games in there. Me personally, I haven't even gotten to play that new patch. So you'll have to tell us.
Yeah, I haven't gotten to
yeah.
play the new patch yet. This
Yeah, I was
music's
gonna
still
play
building. Oh boy.
Perfect.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are coming to the end of the stream. We will end the music. We will go to the ending screen. Oh my gosh.
Wait, before you do, don't go
Okay.
to the ending screen yet.
Okay.
I just wanna say I wanna give a
That was
sh-
a joke. That was a joke.
Hold on. I want to try to see if I can get this right. I want to give a shout out to my co-host. We got GottaGetSwole, we got EssayRead, and I'm a Stranger. Did I do that right? Did I point in the right directions?
Yes.
Oh, you took it away just as I had pointed. What is wrong with you?
Anyway.
I'd been sitting here stewing about that for the past
guys
10
wanna
minutes,
see something
making sure
really
I got
funny?
the directions right.
You guys want to
I'm
see
upset.
something really funny? Hang on.
No, I quit. I can't work
Hang on,
under these
hang on, hang
conditions.
on, hang on, hang on.
Oh, we can't lose.
Kayla. I can't allow that term, Kaylings, unfortunately. But yes, I did get a little bit.
Oh boy.
Dude. Big moose!
Big
Yeah.
moose.
All right, we're actually going to the end. What a flippy flap, though. This is Stranger or Big Moose, and I'm here joined with whoever wants to say. You go right ahead.
Seniors first.
Your boy EssayRead, best crunch main. You love us.
And GottaGetSwole.
And I'm the one and only Norweginator, and I'm very pleased to have been here with my co-host, GottaGetSwole, EssayRead, and I'm Stranger. YMCA.
Anyway,
It's been a blast, you guys.
That was really good. Guys, if you like the cameras on like this, we could do this, or you could be showing some fall gameplay and be talking at the same time.
I mean, honestly, all
whatever
we
you
need is
prefer.
the fault gameplay, and then my puppy corner somewhere in the corner, like sorry, puppy cam in the corner. That's it.
Whichever you would prefer, we can do. I did have some gameplay prepared to show on stream as well. We do this every week on Wednesdays. We try to do 5 p.m., but sometimes it doesn't always work out because of guests or whatever it may be. It should be 5 p.m. Eastern next week. It might be a bit later. I don't know. We'll see. We got to discuss it.
Real quick.
All of
Chat.
us.
I want to see a 1 in chat if you want puppy cam, because I will provide.
I don't want no puppy cam.
Press 1 in chat. This is you guys run this show. You're our community. You tell us what you want. Let's see a 1. We're close enough. 21.
I went to type it too, but the one showed up. It was just
your heart couldn't betray you. Your heart knew you wanted puppy
seven.
cam.
I mean, I have a dog too.
What we'll get taking up 3/4 of the screen is every single missed Narbash ult. That's on a
Just
loop.
on repeat.
And
on
then
a
in
loop.
the top corner, we'll have puppy cam, and then
Yeah.
very, 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 very small, we'll just have a close up of strangers.
I just got disrespected.
Obviously, you guys could also to be fair, stranger, we can also put all of our collective Narbash stunts, but of course, then they would just be white screens because there wouldn't be anything. Because we don't miss. No, it would.
To be honest,
I'm just kidding.
Ever since they patched his thunk, I don't miss no more. And like I
You
swear,
don't miss no more.
I
Those
swear,
fighting words.
I'm actually, I guarantee you, mano a mano, 1v1 me solo lane Narbash.
1v1 me Narbash solo lane, he says.
You will not win.
That's big.
Guaranteed.
That's
big.
Narbash mid lane, don't care. I'll get more CS than you. Okay, maybe not. Okay, maybe I'm gassing it too hard. But
well, thank you guys all so much for joining us. This has been wonderful. It was a pleasure to have Ryan here. He gave us a lot of good insight towards the company's philosophies and his plans in the future.
Yeah. And as always, everyone, we always end it with one last song, and we got to hit someone up with a raid. So while we're in this ending screen, I will find someone to raid. So let's do it.
Thanks for joining.
Thank you so much.